Hello everybody and welcome back to Mythic Ocean for what is technically the last time, unfortunately. We are going to come back and do the achievement guide, but like I said, that's probably going to take me a little while to actually get through because there are a lot more achievements than I was expecting when I first started playing this. But at least I kind of know how to get them all. Well, we'll worry about that later. But, for now, we're going to focus on the twins! Last time we played the twins route, we absolutely destroyed ourselves and them. It was very sad, but this time we're gonna be happy. For our final route, we're gonna give the gift of creation to the twins, and we're gonna make them happy. We're gonna let them express their emotions and, like, you know, actually be happy children. What a miracle! Anyway, let's get started. Alright, where are they? There they are! The twins!
Who are you? Oh, you can't get past our barrier, so get lost! Yeah, go away!
Come a little bit closer!
We told you to leave! Why are you still here?
I don't know who I am. I thought you might be able to help me find some answers.
What's that supposed to mean? What kind of answers? I don't know why you thought we'd have any. We're not even from around here.
I'm not from this place either. I know how it feels.
You think you know how we feel, huh? Well, it's something we have in common, I guess. That's kinda cool, right? Yeah, maybe. Alright, so how do we know we can trust you? We've never seen you around here before, so we want to make sure.
I'm at your mercy here. You two are clearly way stronger than me.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. If I were you, I'd be scared of us too. And I guess if you thought you could break the barrier, you'd have tried already. Okay, maybe you're not so bad. Yeah, I guess we were wrong. Still, one false move and you're gonna be sorry. Right, so, I'm Ketri, and I'm Esty. You can come closer if you want.
Come a little bit closer.
Oh, this is the coral reef, by the way. It's our home, or, well, the closest thing we've got to one.
I like it. It's a nice place.
Thanks. Most of the time, it's just us here. Do you know Amar from the Kelp Forest? They played games with us once, but they didn't play fair. They were a dirty cheater. Breaking all the rules, making up new ones so they could win, stuff like that.
Maybe you could ask Amar not to do that again.
Hey, good idea! Let's try that. I bet Amar will understand. I don't know how much it'll help, but we might as well give it a shot next time. Is there ever gonna be a next time? I really wish Amar would play with us again. Anyway, where'd you come from, huh? It's been forever since we saw anyone new here. Come on, tell us!
I may or may not have screwed up on the dialogue, so now we're in a different spot. I reloaded checkpoint and they were over here. I don't know. I woke up in a cavern not long ago. That's my earliest memory.
Huh? Seriously? So you mean you just forgot everything before that? Yeah, weird. I've never heard of that. Maybe something will happen to make you remember. Sometimes stuff comes back to me from when I was little, even when I don't expect it. Yeah, or in dreams too. I've had dreams where I can't remember if they happened for real or not.
Oh? What kind of dreams?
Just dreams about how things used to be for us. It's hard to remember any of them in particular.
So you haven't always lived in the coral reef then? Where were you before?
We used to live in another place, the palace. It was really nice there.
How long has it been since then?
I don't know. A really long time. Sometimes it feels like we've just been here in the ocean forever.
Why don't you live there anymore? Did you run away?
No, we got kicked out.
Sorry, I asked. We don't have to talk about it.
Don't worry about it. I don't think we want to talk about it for now, though.
That's fine with me. Let's talk about something else then.
Okay, like what?
Nothing yet. Alright, if you have to. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'm gonna go talk with Amar, and then I will force them to be good. I'm also gonna get this. I heard Ketri and Esty say they wish you'd play with them again. How would you be up for visiting them sometime?
Well, I mean, look. The twins and I have had fun in the past. They like games and they laugh at my jokes. It's not like they're whiny or anything. But they're kind of a lot to handle, you know? Ketri's always brooding and Esty has a nasty habit of exploding over things that don't really matter. I've had enough of all that, friend. Sorry, I can't do it.
I see where you're coming from, but don't you think they need a friend?
Yeah, you're right, they do. To be honest, I never felt like I'd be able to help them much. But I guess that doesn't mean I should just give up. Okay, I'll invite them here to the kelp forest and see how it goes. I think they'd like the place.
I think you should go see them in the coral reef. You don't get out enough, buddy.
I share my heartfelt thoughts with you, and this is the thanks I get, huh? Nah, just kidding. And you might even have a good point. This place is so perfect for me, it's all I've seen it for ages. I'll pay the twins a visit out their way. It'll be a nice surprise for them, too.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy to see you. If you actually went, Amar! I know you.
Whee! Hi again, new friend. Want to play a game with us or talk about something?
Have you two had a chance to play with Amar again lately?
No, why?
Amar told me they would be coming to visit you soon.
Huh, well, Amar never showed up. This is just like before. Amar says they'll come see us, but then they never do. They don't really care, do they? Nope, Amar's a jerk. You never know if they mean what they're saying or if they're just telling you what they think you want to hear.
Not necessarily true. Let me talk to Amar and see what their side of the story is.
Yeah, but we've been trying for so long to get Amar to play with us like they used to. It doesn't work anymore. We tried everything. But maybe there's something you can think of that we didn't. Well, good luck, new friend. I think you're gonna need it.
I'll do my best. I'm gonna go kick their ass. Intercepted! Oh god! Oh god! That angle! Now that your chin is not intersecting into your neck, the twins told me you haven't visited them yet.
I mean, they're not wrong. You know how it goes, friend. You put something off because it makes you nervous, and then it just never happens.
I know what you mean, but the twins are counting on you to be there, right?
Well, you see, the thing is... Oh, fine, I guess you're right. Again. Now that they know, it's not cool to just leave them hanging like this. Okay, alright, I'm going. For real this time, promise.
Good, you better. Did Amar come by yet?
Yeah, finally! And it was awesome! Amar came out to the coral reef. They'd never been here before. Amar seemed kind of nervous at first, weirdly, but after we showed them around, they started having more fun. We played hide and seek. We're really good at that. But Amar would just do stuff like asking the fish if they saw us go anywhere, and that's cheating. So for the next round, we told Amar not to cheat. We made them promise to find us without anyone else's help. And it actually worked, believe it or not. Amar didn't do anything unfair just to win like last time. We still lost, though. Amar always knows where everyone hides. Anyway, it was a lot more fun than last time. I guess Amar's not as much of a jerk as we thought. Yeah, and since you were the one that told them to come play with us... thanks, I guess. I'm glad we met you, new friend.
And I'm glad you had a good time. I'm going to go get them to come visit you again before I send you off to go see little one. Yeah, tell them a story. Maybe you could teach them something.
I don't know, friend. That sounds like a lot of effort to me. Besides, what makes you think the kids are gonna listen? They just want to play games. They're not looking for a lesson from me.
What if you played a game with them first, then told them the story after that?
You know, that just might work. Alright, I'll go play another game with them. Then I'll tell them what it's like taking care of the kelp forest out here. I think that'll make for a good lesson. Maybe I'll be able to inspire them, huh?
That's the spirit, Amar. Meow. Meow. Hello.
Oh, hey, new friend. This is one of our favorite hiding spots. Usually no one can find us here. Did you want to talk about something?
Yes, let's move. Have you Have you two seen Amar again lately?
Yeah, Amar came by to see us and hang out again. They asked us what we wanted to play and we said a race would be fun. Amar said they knew a good spot for that in the kelp forest, so we went there. Amar said they would try not to cheat, just like last time. And then they told us some tips to win without breaking any rules. They told us how to go really fast when there's a clear path ahead and then slow down when we have to go around stuff. It was pretty fun. And we almost beat Amar. We were right behind them the whole time. After the race, they told us about how they help things in the kelp forest. It was kind of boring. I think it was like, they eat lots of things that eat the kelp, so the forest, I don't remember the whole thing.
Yeah, whatever. We listened to be nice, though. Sounds like fun, and you came close to beating Amar. That's exciting.
Thanks, new friend. We won't lose again. Yep, we've got Amar next time. I was paying close attention to their weaknesses. Also, we're really happy to get to spend time with you and Amar so much.
Yeah, so, thanks again for talking to Amar a while ago so all this stuff could happen. Anytime. And I know someone else you can hang out with. Have you seen that big pod in the moss cavern?
Yeah, we know that thing. It's weird the way it talks to you in your head.
We used to check up on it to see if anything would happen to it, but it never did. When I went there, I found out a little bug called Lutra was living inside it.
No way! We never saw that! Yeah! Huh. I wonder why it never showed up for us. You think it would still be there if we went?
Maybe so. You two should check it out sometime.
Sure, okay.
Maybe we could play games with it or something.
Yeah, good idea. This is gonna be great.
Have fun! Have the two that are one come by to see you lately? Yes, two that are one arrived recently. Understanding of those ones easier this time. Shared words with this one, slow and patient. Two that are one showed this one activities, with those who win and those who lose. This one took time to understand, but fun ensued. Aww. This one misses the two now. Don't worry, I'm sure they'll visit you again. Meow.
Oh, new friend.
Oh, we didn't know you were coming by. Did you need something? Just wanted to talk for a bit.
Oh, okay. That's cool with us.
I heard from Lutra that you two paid it a visit again.
Yeah, we went to see it like you told us, and it was a lot of fun. First, we told it about cool stuff we've seen in the ocean. We tried talking slow and describing things a lot. Then we wondered if we could teach it some games, and it worked. It learned how to do hide and seek. Well, kinda. It doesn't know how to pick good hiding spots, but it knows the rules. It was really cool. Even better than we were hoping. Thanks for showing us, new friend.
And thank you for not throwing a rock on its head. Of course, I think it would be happy if you went back sometime. Alright, I don't have anything else to say. I think I gotta go deal with, Alethea for a while, but I'm gonna choose you two to be her lab partners, just so I don't have to convince her to help two sad children. Off I go. Tell me about your research.
I'd be glad to. Not long ago, my instruments picked up some energy signals I didn't recognize. These signals were coming from the deep ocean, hundreds of fathoms below the lab. Shortly afterward, a cloud of strange organic debris appeared in the mid-sea's water. I took some samples of the debris right away. I've been eager to study these samples and see whether they're connected to the signals somehow, but sadly, I've been too swamped lately.
If you're short on time for this project, maybe I can help.
Nonsense! We've only just met. I can't put you out like that. Although,
do you know Amar by any chance? Or the twins, Ketri and Esti? Yeah, I know all three of them.
Good, I've done various kindnesses for them in the past and they all owe me favors. They were supposed to help me around the lab, but none of them have bothered to show up yet. At any rate, I could use an assistant on my current project, so perhaps you could speak up to one of them for me. Doesn't matter who, it's a very simple task.
Is it something I could entrust to you? Sure, no problem. I'll go get the twins. Aw, that's adorable. Look at them, they're so happy. I know what the thumbnail's gonna be.
Hey, new friend. Sometimes we come here when we're feeling lonely. It doesn't always make us feel better, but I think it's working this time. Want to talk about something?
I do. Do you remember Alethea? She's looking for help around the lab.
Yeah, we know her. We've been to her lab a couple times. Guess she's doing some new experiments, huh?
Yep, and I thought you two would be good candidates to help her out.
Oh, why us? This isn't the kind of thing we're normally into.
Alethea asked for you two by name, actually. I was impressed.
Huh, really? That's cool. So what does she want us to do?
She wants you to help her analyze some samples of a material she found.
Doesn't sound like fun to me. Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of boring stuff Alethea doesn't want to do herself, isn't it?
No way! Think of all the fun equipment in the lab you'll learn about.
Huh, yeah, that's true. She didn't want us touching anything before, but if we're gonna help out with an experiment, she has to let us. Oh yeah, good point! There's a thing in there that makes stuff get hot real fast. Maybe we'll get to use that one. Okay, new friend, we'll go see Alethea at the lab sometime soon.
Sounds good. How'd the lab work go?
Very nicely, better than I'd hoped even. The first task was to compare the samples I found recently to others I collected. I needed my assistants to view them all under a microscope and note any differences. The twins were unexpectedly eager. They asked to see some of my own sample notes so they'd know how it was done. After that, they did quite well. I reviewed their comparisons and I may need to double check a few things, but that's alright. The second task was a bit trickier, but I felt the twins were up for it as long as I was supervising. I needed the samples exposed to various external influences such as heat, cold, and electricity. With careful notes taken on the results, of course. They were even more excited for this part, Esty especially so. I took the notes from them so they could concentrate on safe procedure, but everything got done a lot faster with their help. Thanks for making this happen, my friend.
Heck yeah, I'm glad to hear things went smoothly. How did things go at Alethea's lab?
It was fun! Alethea let us use lots of different tools. We looked at the stuff she found under a microscope so we could see all the gross details. Yeah, and then we got to use a few other really cool things like the heaters and the ones that make other stuff get all electrified. There's a lot of tools in there. It's hard to remember all their names.
Awesome! I'm glad you two had such a good time.
Yeah, it was pretty great, but we wanted to tell you about one other thing because it's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me about Alethea, but don't worry, I'll take care of that off screen. You guys don't have to deal with that, I'll take care of it. Plus, we've already seen this in Alethea's playthrough, which if you missed that one, that was the video before this one, so check it out. There are other new things. Second thing this one saw is that when two that are one played games with this one, it was familiar one who convinced them to do so, and taught them patience and carefulness. This one did not know. Much thankfulness. I think the twins and I both learned a lot from that. Maybe you did too. This one also saw third new thing. Two that are one have crystal. Crystal shows them things far away. Things familiar to them. Does familiar one know this? No, I didn't know that. Maybe you shouldn't tell me anything more about it. This one understands. No more thoughts shared about this then. Yeah, I'll talk to them about it on my own. Ooh. Goodness, where was I? Oh, right. Crystal.
Oh, new friend. Hey. We weren't expecting you.
Sorry, I can leave you two alone if you want.
No, that's okay. We actually kinda don't know what to do.
What do you mean? Is something wrong?
So, you know this glowing portal thing behind us? Well, I mean, it's not really a portal. But you saw it before. We just didn't want to talk about it back then. Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. So, what is the glowing thing if it's not a portal?
The glowing thing comes from this crystal we have. We use our powers to activate it. Light comes out of the crystal and it shows us pictures of where we used to live. It's the only thing we have left from our old home. And now it doesn't work anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have any idea how it broke?
No, we were just using it a little while ago and it made this huge crackling noise. Then it went all fuzzy like it is now, see? It just happened for no reason. So we were wondering, could you maybe help us fix it?
I wouldn't know how to repair it, but I could see if anyone else in the ocean wants to help.
Really? I mean, thank you, new friend. We'd find someone to fix it ourselves, but we don't really trust anyone as much as you. So, yeah, thanks. Here's the crystal. I hope someone out there can figure out what happened. Just be really careful with it, okay?
Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. And I'll let you know if I find anyone who can fix it. And I won't let them break it after they fix it, I promise. Katrina Esty gave me a broken device of theirs to see if anyone can fix it. Do you have time to take a look at it?
Oh, is that so? What sort of device is it?
It's a crystal that projects images of where they used to live. They seem pretty attached to it.
Interesting. Well, Katrina and Esty were extremely helpful to me in the lab recently, so I'd be happy to do them another favor, especially if it's something important to them. Did you bring the device with you? May I have a look?
Sure, here you go.
Aha, that's strange. Well, I must say, I have no idea how this thing works. It'll take me some time to figure out what makes it tick, never mind how it broke or how to fix it. In the meantime, perhaps let the twins know the work is underway?
Will do, thanks. You're the only one I knew who could tackle something like this.
You're lucky you know me, that's for sure. Now give me some space. I've got work to do.
Of course, of course, of course.
Hey, new friend. Did you find anyone to fix our crystal yet?
Yep, Alethea's having a look at it even as we speak.
Oh, nice! Alethea's really smart. Yeah, she'll figure it out in no time. So did she say how long it's gonna take?
Sorry, she isn't sure yet. She's never seen anything like the crystal before.
Oh. Could you tell her to hurry, please? We really miss having the crystal here.
I'll tell Alethea you really want the crystal back soon. There's not much I can do to speed things up.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, please bring back the crystal as soon as it's working again, new friend.
I will, don't worry. How's the crystal doing? Oh wait, hang on. Okay. Sorry, I know it's not your, I'm not doing your route anymore, but I just had a sudden violent urge.
Good to see you again!
She's like, why the fuck did you do that? The twins are getting a little anxious. How goes your work on the crystal?
Well, it turns out it stopped working due to a misalignment of its lenses. It might have been hit with something, or maybe natural wear and tear on the parts did it in. Progress came swiftly once I figured that out.
It's almost ready then?
Yes, the repairs are nearly complete. But I've made some discoveries that might surprise you. Namely, the crystal is not simply a projector of stored images. It's a one-way communication device. This thing is getting signals from somewhere very, very far away. And it's translating those signals into pictures and sounds. It can't send a response, though. I'm not certain it ever could.
I had a feeling that... No, you weren't kidding.
Indeed. It's quite a finding, isn't it? Anyway, it seems to me the twins must be using the crystal to observe their old home in real time. Ever since I met them, Ketri and Esty have been haunted by something. I don't know all the details, only that they were exiled from their home for some reason. Now that I've seen this thing, I think I understand their predicament better. Having access to a live feed of what you left behind, even though you can never return, that could be enough to drive someone mad. So I was thinking, we could undo the repairs. We could tell them it couldn't be fixed.
I don't know about this, Alethea. I want to help the twins, but I don't want to do it by lying to them after they trusted me.
I know, it's not how I'd normally do things either, but I fear there's no other way to protect them. This might be our only opportunity to help them move on.
I think we should fix it. Maybe I could talk to the twins and find out more about how it's affecting them.
Talking to the twins about anything tends to be tricky, but you're the one most likely to get through to them, I think. Let me just put the finishing touches on the repairs then.
Thank you kindly.
Good luck speaking with Ketri and Esty. I hope you're able to make some headway.
I'm sure I will. Thank you, though.
New friend, you're back! We just wanted to say, sorry we were impatient about fixing the crystal before. Yeah, we know it takes a lot of work to try and figure out something like that. We could never do it ourselves.
Thanks, both of you. I appreciate that.
So, do you know if it's gonna be fixed soon?
It's okay if you don't, we're just curious. Actually, it's already done. I've got it for you right here.
Oh, really? Seriously?
Yep, here you go. Good as new. New friend, we were worried it might never work again. I don't know what we would have done. Thank you so much. Ketri, Esty, I'm a little worried about how much the situation scared you. I'm here if you want to talk, you know?
Thanks, new friend. And, actually, we had something we maybe wanted to tell you about the crystal. Ketri, is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. New friend, the crystal doesn't just show us old pictures. It's all stuff that's happening in our old home right now. We use it a lot because
it's the only way we can see anyone or anything from back there. We really need it. That's how come we wanted it back so bad.
Sorry we didn't tell you before. That's alright. I understand. I'm just glad you let me know the truth. Okay, cool. For now, I think we need some time alone. We just need to make sure the crystal's working like it used to and stuff. Of course, I'll give you two some space. Thanks. We could talk more later. Oh, gosh! Why am I sneezing so much in this area? I'm allergic to crystals.
Hi again, new friend.
So, let's see. Would you mind telling me more about the crystal?
Sure. What about it?
I wanted to know if you felt the crystal truly makes you happy.
Yeah, it really does, new friend. It's way better than never seeing anything from our home again, you know?
Yeah, if we didn't have the crystal, I think we'd be a lot sadder. I mean, it'd be even better if our parents would just... Never mind. Ketri, Esty, does the crystal have something to do with why you left the palace?
New friend, there's kind of a lot to explain about that.
Yeah, and if we tell you how we got here, you have to promise not to tell anyone else. Do you promise? Of course. Your secret's safe with me. Alright. Thanks, new friend.
So, the ocean, it's not our real home. We used to live in the palace, far, far away from here. You already knew that, though.
What you didn't know is that we lived in the palace because our parents were the king and queen. They made a big decisions that changed how everyone lived.
Also, our mom and dad had powers. Just like us. Runs in the family, you know?
They used their powers to do really cool things. They gave everyone jobs and places to live. But if anyone broke our parents' rules, they'd get punished. And if they did something bad enough, our parents would open a portal and banish them to an awful place. Forever. That's pretty scary. Or no, how did you feel about that? We used to think certain people deserve to get banished like that. I don't know if it's true anymore. Anyway,
our mom and dad worked really hard to teach us to use our powers.
Yep, you saw some of the things we can do. Like the barrier. But they taught us a lot of other things about other powers too. Like how to move stuff with our minds and how to banish people. Did they expect you to use those powers on anyone else?
Yeah, they did. Our mom and dad used to say we had to use our powers to keep the peace. Like it was our duty to make sure everyone followed the rules and to keep big wars from happening. Mom and dad said the people outside the palace were dangerous.
And, well, that was true sometimes. Our parents banished people for killing each other or hurting workers at the palace.
Mom and Dad said if anyone needed to be punished, we had to do it no matter what. We'd be putting everyone in danger if we didn't. So eventually they started making us banish people too. And usually we were okay with that, but one time it was different.
What happened?
A bunch of people decided to protest in the streets outside the palace. They were really loud and saying they didn't want our parents to make decisions for them anymore. But nobody was hurting anyone else or making threats or anything. Our parents, though, they rounded up all the people who were protesting. They brought them to the palace and called for Ketri and me. They said we had to banish them. All of them, even though they didn't hurt anyone. We couldn't do it. It wasn't fair. All the people wanted was something different. When we refused, Mom and Dad still said they had to be punished. So, our parents made us watch as they opened the biggest portal we'd ever seen and banished all of them anyway. They really hated us for that. They said we were failures, and that all the time they spent raising us was a waste, teaching us to use our powers only for us to turn out too weak to do what had to be done. So they banished us next. We were so scared, because we had no idea where we'd end up. But before they banished us, they gave us the crystal, and said they might let us come back someday, if they felt like we deserved it. So that's how we got here. And that's why we have the crystal. We need it so we'll know if our parents want us back.
How could they do that to you? You don't really want to go back to parents like that, do you?
But they're still our mom and dad, though. Yeah. We just keep wondering what we could have done to make it not happen.
It was your parents' choice to do what they did, not yours. None of this was your fault.
Yeah, I guess that might be true. It's been so long now that it almost feels like a dream. Like the worst nightmare ever. But it really did happen. The crystal reminds us of that too.
I don't think you two should keep the crystal. Maybe it's helpful in certain ways, but it's also causing you a lot of pain, isn't it?
Well, you're right, new friend. The crystal used to give us hope, at least a little bit. But after this, I don't know if I'm even hoping to go back anymore.
Yeah, me neither.
Esty, maybe we don't need the crystal anymore. Yeah, we don't. Let's give the crystal to our new friend. That way it won't be around us anymore. And we'll know it's not being used for anything bad by someone else. Okay, yeah, I agree.
I'm happy to do that for you, if that's what you both want.
It is.
New friend, we're thinking about what happened to us now in a way we never did before. Thanks to you.
Yeah, it still hurts to remember everything, but maybe it'll be a little easier now. And we're gonna look out for the people we care about too. Like you, new friend.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. I'm really proud of you both. Just let me know if you want to talk about anything else, okay?
We will.
Alright, I have to go now. I think it's time. Hey buddy, check out that glow, huh? That is what we call the gift of creation. Looks like the new world's all set to go. Just let me know when you're ready. It's the final new world, and I am ready. How do we start the new world? First you'll decide who to give the crown to. After that, all you gotta do is pick up the gift. It'll be the end of your time here once we kick things off, so, make sure you tie up all your loose ends first. I'm ready. So first off, the moment our crown's been waiting for, which of the gods is gonna get the power it holds? Ketri and Esti. Good choice, buddy. And with that, we send it on its way. All that's left now is the gift. Once you've picked it up, you'll be good to go. And you know, this is our last time, so we will say goodbye to Elil. Guess this is it then. I'm always excited to see what happens with the new world. But it also means we won't see each other for a while. We didn't get to talk a whole lot this time. That's alright though. There's always next time. But for now, it's time for us to part ways. Do we have to? I'm flattered, buddy, I really am. But yeah, it does have to happen. You guessed it, it's all part of the arrangement. I see. Goodbye then, Elil. I'll see you when I'm making the achievement guide. Not goodbye forever. Next time we'll meet again. You won't remember me, but I'll get you caught back up. Alright, that's enough talking, I guess. Let's get this show on the road. Goodbye, Elil! I love eels! Whee! For a time, I continued to feel myself rising toward the heavens. Eventually, I came to a stop, and the blinding light around me slowly faded away. Somehow, I was suspended among the stars. In that silent void, I began to recall the full extent of my role in the cycle. In the ocean, it was my task to advise the gods and help determine the next creator. But once the new world was born, I would become the historian, eternal observer and record keeper of every mortal age. I realized then that the book in the Library of Antiquity was written by me to preserve the history of a past era. Soon I would be starting a new book and filling its pages with all the events to come. I could sense that the gift of creation was ready to move forward. But was I? I wished I could speak with them one last time. And, to my surprise, a portal opened before me, and since this is our last time, we're gonna see all of them this time. I'm not gonna skip to the last ones. I smiled as Amar's familiar face appeared on the other side of the gateway. Whoa, what's going on, friend? I'm not sure how you're doing this, but it's good to see you. Something strange is going on. Is this the end of the world? I told Amar they were basically correct. But a new world would be taking this one's place, and soon someone would be chosen to create it. Ah, well, whoever gets to do that. I hope they think about everyone when they decide how it's gonna be. Anyway, are we gonna get to hang out sometime in this new world? I said I certainly hoped so. Yeah, me too, friend. Suddenly, the view within the portal shifted, and Alethea appeared, adjusting her goggles and looking thoughtful for a moment.
Oh, well, hello. You can open portals too? Were you able to do this all along?
I explained that I wasn't sure where the portal had come from either. Perhaps I'd created it unconsciously, or maybe it was under the control of someone or something else.
I see, but more importantly, what is happening to the ocean right now? All the creatures are vanishing, and there's an odd bright light coming from the sky.
I told Alethea about the new world and the process we'd all been involved in to choose a creator.
My word! If only I had known all this before, everything would have... But no, I doubt I would have believed you anyway. Well, it sounds like there are many new discoveries ahead of us. And that's always good news if you ask me. See you on the other side, my friend.
Next, a new image began to appear, and for a moment I didn't understand what I was seeing. It dawned on me that I was looking at Lutra, who had become a huge and majestic moth-life creature. I asked how it felt to have undergone such a drastic change. This one feels new. Memories of this one, not clear. But this one remembers words. This one must save for future and save for others. This one also remembers one who was familiar. This one hopes to find familiar one again, someday. Before I could respond, it took flight and was gone. I resolved to remind Lutra of who I was, and, if I could, help it recall the time we shared together in the ocean. There didn't seem to be any sign of Gnosis at all. I reached out to them with my thoughts, but there was no response. At that point, only Ketri and Esti remained, and somehow I knew this meant they'd been chosen as the creators. Sure enough, the view shifted once more and Ketri and Esti materialized.
New friend, we were wondering what happened to you.
I assured them that I was alright, and then told them about the new world, and that they were the ones who'd be creating it. I placed the gift of creation in front of me, and it passed through the portal to reach the twins. The twins seemed like they were considering this news carefully.
We'll get to make a whole world? However we want? Wow, this is crazy. New friend, we don't know if we're ready for something like this.
I told them not to worry, and that I'd do my best to prepare them for the journey ahead. Then I asked if Ketri and Esti had any thoughts on what kind of world they'd be making.
Well, we don't know for sure yet, but we're thinking someplace fair, someplace better than where we came from.
I explained I'd be there to write the events of history, and they could always talk to me about how things were going if they wished.
That's so cool, new friend. You're gonna be really good at that.
Aw, you guys are so sweet.
We can't wait for the new world now. And if you're gonna be there to help us, we're not scared of being the ones who create it either.
I told them I was glad for that, and wished them well. My head was swimming with possibilities for how the new world might turn out. But of course, the decisions were all up to Ketri and Esti now, not me. So I gathered my things and prepared to record what happened. Using the gift of creation, Ketri and Esti brought the new world forth from nothingness. Whoa! This world was mostly desert, with the occasional large, natural oasis to break up the monotony of dunes. The mortals made their cities near the oases. Even from far away, you could see the beautiful mansions and palaces they built from polished sandstone. The mortals who commissioned these structures and lived in them had everything they could ever want, while the people worked hard to build them had little money or influence. Ketri and Esti remembered how their parents treated people outside the palace. They didn't want to see the same thing happen in their world all over again. To them, it seemed like the main reason their parents were able to rule unopposed was because of the powers they had. Moving things with their minds, shooting lightning from their fingertips, stuff like that.
What if everyone had powers? Ketri and Esti wondered. Just like us and our mom and dad. Wouldn't that be way more fair?
So the twins gave powers to every single mortal. On one day, each mortal woke up to find they had a remarkable ability. All powers were very different. But this didn't have quite the effect Ketri and Esti had hoped for. At first, there was lots of chaos, while some people learned to use their powers faster and more effectively than others. In time, mortals who mastered their powers took it upon themselves to train those of a new generation who were still getting used to them. But those who had the best grasp of their powers still tended to make the rules of society, whether they were compassionate or not. You know, it's kinda dangerous that the mortals have to figure out these crazy powers all by themselves. I should find a way to help. Once Amar had a good grasp of their own abilities, it wasn't long before they began teaching mortals how to use theirs safely. Amar's training academy became well known the world over for being one of the best places to master your God-given powers. In the far reaches of space, Lutra had given birth to thousands of offspring. The moth-like creatures became stewards of nature and the universe, punishing civilizations that abused and exploited their planet's ecosystems. These ones have respect for this world. Support will be given. And so the moths helped Ketri and Esti's mortals protect their environment from those who would use powers to harm it.
Ketri, Esti, this world of yours constantly surprises me. How do these powers work? I don't think anyone fully understands them yet.
Alethea had to confess that the powers the twins bestowed upon the mortals fascinated her. Though in practice, they weren't exactly the safest. So she became the twins' lead researcher and helped by studying people's powers, as well as developing restrictions on their public use. As for Gnosis, Although they wished to seize the gift of creation and shape reality to their liking, all their data indicated such an uprising would not succeed. So Gnosis remained hidden in the depths, biding their time and waiting for the perfect opportunity. With the help of the gods, society adapted to the existence of the mortals' powers and stabilized. Thanks to Alethea's research and laws, most mortals were inclined to use their powers safely, or at least in a non-lethal way. There were still those who wished to resolve their differences in dangerous duels, so the twins provided spaces to hold such contests, with healers on hand to treat any life-threatening wounds. Over time, uprisings occurred and dynasties rose and fell, but by and large, the more compassionate factions won out. And so the mortals will live in peace with the gods, doing their best to maintain order in spite of their volatile abilities, until the cycle begins anew. Ooh, powers for all! That was the ending! That was a really interesting one. Unlike the other ones where, like, their changes, it was like, oh, the mortals did something. Well, the mortals did do something, but the change that Ketri and Esty came up with didn't help right away. And I actually really like that, because all in all, they may be gods, but Ketri and Esty are still kids. And so I really liked that they did something this drastic, and then they were helped by the adults in their life. Like, you could totally see, like, Amar and, like, Alethea as their parents who are helping them and supporting them and guiding them in what they should do. I really like that. It really works for their character, because they still didn't even know what to do even when they had the gift of creation and were on the right path, but they were able to figure it out on their, like, with the help of everyone around them who was supporting them. It's almost like people need a good support system. Who would have guessed it? But yeah, I think that was a really sweet ending, and honestly, I want the wings that guy had in the ending. I want wings. Please give me wings. Ketri, Esty, please? But either way, I had a really great time. I'm so sad we're done with this game. Well, not technically done. This is our last playthrough, but I will eventually be dropping an achievement guide because I was struggling so hard with a few of those achievements. So keep an eye out for that. Let me know, since one of the achievements is page locations, would you guys like me to go through and show where all the pages are too, because I basically have them ingrained in my memory at this point. Let me know. Also, let me know in the comments if you want to come with me to beat up Ketri and Esty's mom and dad. Just kidding. They'd probably banish us, but you know what? It's the thought that counts. But that is where our Mythic Ocean journey will end. So until the achievement guide, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing and checking out this amazing game. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember, with great power comes great responsibilities. And have a good day.